Hey guys, welcome to Silicon Valley Girl. Today we're going to talk about creating your own very special online product and then selling it online. Now, 4 years ago, when I thought I wanted to sell something online, I thought I wanted to book, I didn't really think that the process could be so easy. I thought I needed a publisher. I thought I needed an army of proofreaders. I thought I would spend a couple of years just writing the book and then figuring out the whole process. But then I started talking to people and they were like, Marina, don't bother with finding a publisher because you can make a lot more money by selling your book through Amazon, by doing self-publishing. And then I ended up realizing I don't really need to write this huge book. I can just create kind of manual about the topic that I'm interested in, about the topic that I'm an expert in. So first of all, you need to realize what's your area of expertise. Maybe you are a great marketer and you can create like a workbook for people who want to study marketing online and do marketing online. Maybe you're a great salesperson, then you can create a workbook of, top 20 emails that you can send as a salesperson, top 20 scripts for phone calls as a salesperson. So it really depends on what you want to talk about. My first book, well, it's kind of a book, but I would call it a manual. It was for people who wanted to study in the US and get full financial aid. And there I told my own story about getting admitted to top American universities, and I also described the step-by-step process with templates. In my book, I gave templates of my resume, of my personal statements, everything was there. And I think it was around 100 pages of great content for people who wanted to study in the US. Well, it took me around 6 months to write it. So it really depends on how fundamental you want to make it. But I really feel that whenever you're creating a product, you need to give people more than they expect, because this way they're going to come back for more products from you. And if you just overprice the product that doesn't bring a lot of value, it's going to affect your personal brand. So the rule of thumb here is always create something to exceed people's expectations. So I really took my time to write this book, and I went through my emails, I went through the whole process, I wrote everything down, then I hired a proofreader. So you will have some expenses up front. Of course, when you have a publisher, it's ideal. They're gonna pay you for contributing your time to create this product. They're gonna help you with everything. But in the end, they're gonna take 85% of your profit. Here, you invest some things up front. Most of all, you invest your time in figuring everything out. But because I'm giving you tools in this video, I'm gonna save you time on that. So you outline all the content, make sure you're giving more. Then you hire a proofreader through Upwork, through whatever, freelance.com. You can also use Flynn.express. This is a service that's created by my team where we have proofreaders, but this is mostly for like shorter content, kind of email content. But you really need to make sure you don't have any typos, because I reread my book maybe like 6 times, and when I read it 7th time, I still found typos, so I ended up hiring 3 proofreaders, and the last proofreader only found maybe like 3 or 4 typos, so that's really important. The next thing that I would do is hire a designer who would help create the layout for your workbook or checklist or book, whatever you call it. And the reason I like online products is that you can be really creative with whatever you put in your product. You can add a lot of images, you can add a lot of photographs, because if you do that with a printed book, and I have a printed book, it costs a lot more to produce, and your publisher would tell you, no, that's too expensive. Because I printed my book with a publisher, but then I ended up mostly creating online products because it's a lot cheaper and a lot faster. So if you're creating this PDF kind of workbook or manual, whatever, you can insert a lot of graphs. You can insert a lot of tables, and you can also create a section that is meant for printing out, because I don't expect people to print out the whole product that you're creating, maybe just a part of it. So you can separate it into 2 parts. This is for reading online, this is for printing out. Next step is choosing domain name for your product. And if you don't have a brand name yet, if you don't have your strong personal brand, it's really important that the domain name or the brand name speaks for itself. For example, last year I've created a workbook in English. I would call it an exercise book for people who are learning English, and it has a lot of theory, like grammar and stuff, but it also has a lot of practice, different exercises, different movies that you can watch. And for that book, I got a domain english.online. I know, it's amazing. Like, it really speaks for itself. And when you're choosing a domain for your product, really look for something that's undervalued. For example, if I aimed for EnglishOnline.com, that would have cost me thousands of dollars. But because domain names ending with .online are not that popular yet, you can get really good names. The company I'm partnering with has provided me with a free domain, English.online, but they also have a lot of other great names for your businesses, like, for example, I know sports.online or fitness.online. Check them out in the link below, and they do yearly fees, and for some domain names, they're really low. So check them out, see whether your name is free. The next step is finding a platform that would help you automate the whole sales process. For my English language workbook, I use Equid.com. I've recently realized it was created by a Russian person and it's international, it's huge. You can also use Wix.com. They have this whole selling experience in the backend, so you can upload your product and it will be automatically sent to every buyer. There's also Payhip.com. That one is slightly more expensive, but it's really easy to use. And when I just started with creating my own online products, I would just use Payhip because it was really fast and I could test the demand really fast. So these are the 3 tools that I would recommend. Again, right now I use Equid. And the last but not the least, drive demand for your product, and that means launching ads. When launching ads, I have a lot of videos on online marketing, but quick advice here, you're probably not a huge influencer or whatever, because people don't know you. Your ads should have some value in them. For example, the way I market my workbooks for people who don't know me, I tell them, hey, I'm holding a free webinar on this topic, please join. And then on the webinar, I'm actually selling them the product. Or I tell them, if you want to download a checklist of top 20 bloggers who blog in English for every topic that you're interested in, leave your email, and then I send them the product, and I would also upsell them with my paid product. So there are different ways on how you can structure your online marketing, but the rule of thumb again is to give them something for free first and then educate them about yourself, about your product, and make them more confident in buying something. And the price point should be around, I would say, $3 to $7 ideally, because again, if you don't have a big community, it will be easier to sell something like this. But you can also go with a completely different strategy. You can price it really high, like $150, $170, but be ready that you would only have like a couple of sales a month. And the last but not the least, if you're interested in building an online business, if you're interested in creating online products, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, Silicon Valley Girl. I talk a lot about business, about marketing, and how to build your online strategy and your online brand. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like it if you enjoyed watching it, and I will see you very soon in my next videos. Bye bye.